Hello, today I'm going to be talking to you about a MathCAD interface. I've created an example here to kind of show you what the potential of it can be. Of course, this example is very rudimentary, but if you could kind of see what the potential is inside of it, then I think you could understand what I'm talking about. So real simple, I just created a area calculator, nothing too complex. A times B equals C. Here's C down here. Here's my input quantity for A, input quantity for B, and then the corresponding units I can choose. I built in a precision, that you can see in the result, and then the result unit you can also change. There's also a place where you can actually open to view this sheet and see what's actually happening. So here's what's going on within MathCAD. These are your input variables. This is the calculation, and this is what's coming out. If you can see that you really don't need these out variables as much as you need this one. This is the one where it's making the calculation. And you can see here it says, 1 square meter, but obviously my unit over here in the display is much different. But if I change it here to say square meter, it will give me the same result. I can even change the precision to say, hey, I want to know what this is in a greater precision, and then it gives it to you. Let's say I want in square millimeters, gives it to me there. Say I want square feet. Let's say I want to do 3.5 inches by 5. Hit calculate. You'll see the sheet update here, and then you'll also see my answer update here. This is very useful if you want to save your data. Let's say I have different units. Say I have 5 meters instead. Then it'll shoot me out another answer because obviously this value has changed from 5 inches to 5 meters. So let's say I'm tired of messing with this data and I need to get onto something else. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to export this data set. And I'm going to say, okay, yeah, let's export this data set to the desktop. And I kind of gave it a generic name here. And I'm going to call this data 1. Okay. And so that's saved to my desktop. Here it is. And so let's say I got some other values I want to test. Right. You can see here's my answer, and I want it in square centimeters. And I don't really care about the precision all that much. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, wait, what was in data set 1? I don't remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this as data set 2. Okay. All right. Here's my data set 2. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to load my data set 1. I'm going to come over here, and here's my data set 1. Okay, now I want you to watch over here what happens in these areas. Okay, open, and then everything loads back, and there's my original values and whatever units I want to see them in, and whatever precision I want to see them in. It's like, okay, yeah, I remember that. Now I'm going to import back to what I just got through working on, and there it is. So import, export, full functionality with units. I can show you what these files look like. They're basically just tab separated values. So here I have a tab 3.5 tab the unit, a tab quantity tab the unit, and this can go to 1 to infinity, however much data that you want. It might take a little longer to load once you get into really large data sets, but if you stick with under 500 data sets, it shouldn't take any time at all to load or to save. I've set it up to where you can also export TSV files, which is basically the same thing as what this file type is that I created. And basically it'll just open up in Microsoft Excel, Office Excel, in different columns. So let's say Excel example. Right. And so there's my Excel example. I'm going to double click that. And then here's the data. So we see A, and then the unit, and it'll look just like that. And so now what we can do is, in this case, where let's say data 1, somebody just has this data file and they could say, hey, you know, this is what I want to try to do, right? I'm going to have this in millimeters and this is in, you know, feet, right? So they can save this, okay? And then I can go, okay, I want to import the same file that they just saved. Let's say they just sent it to me, data 1. So we'll open it and it'll give me exactly what I need in feet and millimeters and then shoot me an answer. So this is the potential. This is how it could work. Think a larger data set. You could also have graphs in here that present. This one in particular works in conjunction with MathCAD. So any user that uses this Windows Form application will need to have an active license of MathCAD running on their machine in order for this one to work. That's all I got. Please let me know what you think and if this could work for you. Thank you.